The Western world, whilst trying to discredit and demonize the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, has also been mesmerized by the progress the DPRK continues to make despite the mounting pressure upon their nation from world imperialism headed by the US. The DPRK has, despite sanctions, embargoes and military intimidation, continued to provide its people with ever-improving living conditions, making achievements in all fields of their economy and people's lives. A few examples of the achievements made in 2016 alone by the DPRK. These are the creation of Ryomyong Street, the Paektusan Youth Hero Power Station No. 3. After severe flooding, the Korean people and Korean People's Army rebuilt 11,900 houses, dozens of new streets and villages in little over 2 months. The successful test of a 20-kiloton H-bomb. 3D printed bones for use in the DPRK's medical industry. But how does the DPRK achieve what appears to be miracles to any person who has no concept of Juche, never read any works by the esteemed Korean leaders? This simply doesn't seem possible given the harsh, unjust sanctions against the DPRK and mounting military pressure. Well, the answer is both simple but important, is the DPRK's emphasis on the principles of self-development and self-reliance. The self-development first principle is the principle that a nation or people should rely on their own creative abilities to solve all problems arising in the development of their nation through their own efforts. This is a principle which must be followed if a revolution is to continue advancing. Relying on other nations to provide the technology and expertise needed to develop is tantamount to stagnation and failure. Self-reliance, or the principle of relying on your own nation's resources in conjunction with creating an independent national economy to provide the people with everything they need to live a happy and worthwhile life, free. With these two principles, the DPRK has shattered the imperialist move to bring down the DPRK socialist system and trample on its independence. Marshal Kim Jong-un, in his New Year's speech, put emphasis on self-development and self-reliance, saying they were key to ensure the revolution and the nation continues to progress. May the DPRK serve as a shining example of a completely independent socialist nation. Long live the Workers' Party of Korea, long live Marshal Kim Jong-un, and long live the Korean Revolution.